Good morning, everybody, and welcome to RIGA COMM 2021, or more specifically, the Internet of Things Conference 2021. My name is Paul Silinch, and it is my absolute pleasure to say to you that I will be your host for the day. When we ponder on the important things in life, one thing that sticks out is the importance of connection between family, friends, and the society in general. In order to foster this connection, it is also important to connect the things that we see surrounding us. Today, we are here for one reason only, to hear about the current status and the future of the Internet of Things. We will hear from the leading industry experts on such topics as what fuels IoT, how it can help your production, what trainers and sports practitioners can expect from it in the future, and of course, about the current status and the future of self-driving vehicles and autonomous transportation systems. One technical aspect: after each talk, feel free to raise hands, and if you have any questions, we will hand you the microphone. So keep that in mind, as the speakers also expect you to ask questions, if you have them, of course. But now, enough of me, and let's welcome to the stage the first speaker of the day, Global Product Director at StrongPoint, Darius Lapienis, who will talk about the robots that will make our everyday life a bit easier. So Darius, welcome to the stage.
Hello. Technical glitch. Okay, so thank you very much for the introduction. It's a great pleasure to be here in Riga, actually to see live faces rather than computer screens. So maybe let's, can you please remove the Zoom screen? Okay. So maybe if the technical glitches will be removed, so let's jump into the meat of the discussion. So today I want to invite you all to the exciting world of humanoid robotics and the future that it holds, especially in the environment that I'm most comfortable with. Yay. Great. So technical. Okay, great. So I start again. So I'm Darius, glad to be here. You are very nice people. Let's talk about robots. What? It just worked. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so today I want to invite you into a discussion about when, not if, but when will we pass robots in the retail environment. So the next time you do your grocery shopping, don't be afraid and don't be surprised if you meet a friendly face. That's not a human there. But to dive in, first let's do a short recap what the robotics industry holds for the future of the world. So pop culture actually portrays this image of future of robot implementation throughout the world. It's a doom-gloom scenario that robots will take over and kill all the humans. Even leading technology and business media outlets are pondering that it might be the case. If you read some of the headlines here, you can also see that Wall Street Journal predicts that future of work is too many robots, too little people. New research shows that robots are coming for jobs, but slowly. So not a very positive attitude, not a very positive message, and that's why some of the my acquaintances are quite afraid of this. But we in StrongPoint believe in another future, again. Yeah. We believe in a different future with humanoid robots. We believe that robotics, especially humanoid robotics, can supplement and complement the human beings, especially in industries or in areas that are growing. So you are all aware that in the next 20 years, healthcare and taking care of people will be the most human demanding or labor demanding activity in the world. That will bring a lot of money. And also, we see the future with this guy here, That's the face of humanoid robotics in the next 10 years. But again, let's look at some of the history aspects, because robotics is a very old field, and it went through. Yeah, it's a very old field, and it gradually improves every year. So we believe that it's already the fourth iteration of robotics evolution, and it started all in 1960s. Okay, it started in 1960s with the first introduction of industrial robots in very fixed environments. The main aspect here is that robots are very clunky. They're designed and built only for one task, and usually no humans are allowed around, because if you get hit by that hand, probably you won't wake up. Several decades later, more collaborative robots were introduced, so more degrees of freedom, more activity working with humans, and usually those were introduced into hostile environments, medicine, or high precision activities. The third iteration is flexible mobile robots, so robots are now moving from pre-built environments to human environments, so environments that you and me are most accustomed with. And that provides new challenges because it's very volatile, a lot of adaptation is required, but a lot of good experiments are going around the world. The robots are interacting here. And now, the fourth iteration is humanoid and human symbiosis, meaning that humanoid robots will work together besides us, complementing the activities that we're doing. Main aspects or main drivers here is the improvement in artificial intelligence, machine learning and self-learning capacities. Also, the new generation of robots will be much more prone to adapt faster, so they would react to environments and adapt rather than wait for instructions from the code. Also, let's not kid ourselves, robots are already all around us, starting from high precision medical surgery robots to the robots who actually mow your lawn. Robots are being applied in military quite extensively, from defusing bombs to actually helping people out of the battlefield. Drones are also part of the robotic evolution. And here. Okay. And you can see, as Elon Musk said, that a Tesla car is basically a robot on wheels. It's a very specialized, very high capacity, very agile, and self-learning. But we also said the same thing that we share with them, is that universal robots or humanoid robots is the next step, because there is still a lot of untapped potential in the environment that is built for humans. Despite the fact that initially all robots were built for specific tasks to be very good at it, now there is a need for more versatile or agile robots, and so on. Another good thing also, okay, I need to keep it as well. Okay, another good thing is, why is it jumping? Okay, another good thing is that even our pets are not afraid of robots. So I believe that you all saw TikTok being flooded with funny videos of kittens riding on cleaning robots. And so it means that robotics, despite being shaped into this demon, is actually the future and way forward. Even retail environment that I will touch upon actually is already filled with robot installations already. The most common are cleaning robots, moving robots that move high volume or heavy pallets, usually working with follow me technology. There are out of stock or out of shelf monitoring robots that were quite popular in the United States. So we would move around, scan the shelves, and alert attendants to refill those shelves. There are a lot of very cute implementations of customer service, of many cute robots who can assist you in answering your questions and so on. Yes, majority of your e-com purchases are being picked with automated grids that are driven by robotic picking machines. to make the process quite efficient and fast. Or you are also aware that maybe your next delivery will be delivered by a self-driving car or a self-flying drone. Those areas are all some are quite established, some are quite experimental, but this is one of those things that we see the tendency moving forward there. So this is a short recap of where we are now with the robotics, and now every big journey starts with little steps, so now we'll present what we would like to address in the retail environment in the future. The most common and typical task that you associate with retail is refilling of shelves. The process started and is still continuing to be the same for hundreds of years. The same human being picks up a box, puts it in the same place, and repeats it thousands of times every day. So it's a repetitive, mundane, very boring task. But it also carries a lot of risks. Health risks related to sprains, back injuries are very how to say common in the retail environment. Of course, there are safety issues. Heavy boxes fall from hands, and you have industry hazard there. Pallets are being moved that can hit you or how to say hurt you. And also it's a very low value repetitive activity, so it doesn't motivate. So there are no, how to say, chief pickers or people who actually strive to be the best picker or loader there is. It's a tiring and boring, as mentioned before, because you have to do it all over again. It's the same task. You take a box, you put it on a shelf, you take another box, you put it on another shelf. So it's now becoming more and more harder to have this work and life balance, because the majority of young people want to work when we want to work, not according to the schedule built by a supervisor in the store, but that usually does not comply with the shopping patterns of shoppers, because shoppers, when they go to stores, they want to see full shelves, not empty shelves. So this pushes a conflict between the supervisors and store workers. That pushes to stress. People overheat, and of course, when they overheat, we put down the resignation note and leave. So that pushes to high turnover, and currently the average personnel turnover in Baltics is 50%. So it means that every time you go to a store, 1 in 2 attendants that you see will probably leave in the next 6 to 8 months. And that puts a lot of costs of training and finding a new staff on retailer. So it's a very boring, stupid task that has a lot of problems behind it. But maybe we can flip it. So slowly, yeah, we can. So if we introduce into this activity humanoid robotics, how can we address the issues that I just mentioned? So again, robots don't get injuries, we don't get sick, so we don't get sprains. If some part breaks, you just replace it. What else? It allows shop staff to move to more value-driving tasks, like interacting with shoppers, doing assistance, preparing some good products. What else? Robots don't feel stress, as one of my colleagues said, at least yet. So they won't quit. You don't need to train them, because if we work, we can work forever. Robots can work 24/7, so it means that even if they are slower, they can still do much more tasks than the typical human beings. And through that aspect that you don't get bored and tired, your performance actually stays the same. So here I would like to invite you to a sneak peek of how we see the robots and humans working together in the retail environment in this short promotional video.
Around 1/3 of grocery store staff time is typically spent on restocking shelves and keeping the store tidy. Along with everything else, these routine jobs need doing. StrongPoint is a retail technology company built on the belief that technology is key to boosting in-store efficiency and productivity. Our goal is to pioneer and enhance the modern store experience. After successfully launching several retail innovations, StrongPoint has now partnered with Robotics and their humanoid retail robot to assist staff with mundane tasks such as restocking and inventory, freeing up human staff to take care of customers. These are only a couple of areas where the robot could potentially help and support staff. Builds robots from the ground up for safety and human interaction. Working alongside her human colleagues, she is quiet and no stronger than required. Not long ago, smartphones, electric cars, and drones were all considered science fiction. Soon, humanoid robots will become a part of the grocery store landscape, the same as forklifts, trolleys, and laser scanners are today. We believe awesome shopping experiences come down to exceptional service by real people, motivated people, who can spend more of their time helping customers. When the store shuts and the staff leaves for the day, our grocery store helper continues working, even in the dark. StrongPoint, retail technology for a smarter and better life.
Amazing. So it did a much better job explaining what I was trying to do for the last 10 minutes. Yeah, but it also is, there is always a question of investment and costs, and is there a business feasibility to this concept? So I will just go through the numbers quite fast because I don't believe it, because I believe I can bore you with numbers a lot. So the main assumption or the main thing, or what we base our calculations on, is that we are aware that around 8% of the sales turnover in stores is being spent on labor salaries. At least 1/3 of all time spent in stores is refilling the shelves, so doing that mundane, unfulfilling task that doesn't create extra value, but it's a must that must be done. As mentioned in the video, we have our partners in Robotics. So working with them, we make an estimation that we can address at least 70% of a typical supermarket assortment with introduction of a humanoid robot, meaning that those robots can manipulate and restock the shelves of almost 70% of different SKUs that is in a store. We leave out only deli, loose items, or those which are very delicate. Of course, we are not, we are optimists, but we are not stupid, let's say. We still believe that there will be a high need still to have human counterparts nearby to assist, to solve issues that were not foreseen or the robot cannot solve. So the automation target is not 100 here, but only 90. But putting it all together, it still makes a very compelling business case, because in the industry where the EBITDA margin is 3 to 4% at best, by properly introducing this, we can aim to achieve quite a big impact. So, as mentioned before, all great battles start, all great journeys start with the initial steps. So where are we now? So is it a faraway future, or are we near? So here in StrongPoint, we are now working on finding partners with which we can develop the humanoid robot application in retail environment. So next year will be dedicated fully to that. So in 2023 or 2024 will be large-scale rollouts in the Nordics or in the Baltics, depending if somebody wants to take the mantle of experimenter. And last but not least, we believe that in the nearest future, this will be a typical store opening picture. Hopefully you can find some robots here, because they will be part of the shopping stuff. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Please feel free to ask any questions.